السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته يا شيخنا. أحسن الله إليكم.
الله يوسف حوي.
الحمد لله بخير يا شيخنا.
Can we go on with the class?
نعم يا شيخنا.
الحمد لله ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. We are on the discussions under the chapter Babun, or you can say Babu Laysa al-Mu'minu bis-Sa'an. You can also say Babun Laysa al-Mu'minu bis-Sa'an. The chapter regarding the fact that Laysa al-Mu'minu bis-Sa'an, the one who repeatedly, regularly finds faults with the people, the one who goes about yet unnecessary, he denigrates the people, he defames the people, he belittles the people. ليس المؤمن بالسؤال, the one who is a person of sound iman, it's not of this kind of a character trait. The person of sound iman, ليس المؤمن, the one who has sound iman, he will not be ta'at. He will feel that figure of intensity and mubalagha in it. It's not the one all the time. He's mentioning, defaming the people all the time. All the time. So much so that he becomes known of him. He is known with going about defaming the people and smearing them. Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri rahimahullah in our book Al-Adab Al-Mufrad, he gives the chapter heading that this is not from the character trait of Muslims. He mentioned about 7 narrations under this chapter, the first being Hadith 309, the Hadith of Abdullah ibn Umar, that was reported to us by his son Salim, who said, مَا سَمِعْتُ عَبْدَ اللَّهِ لَاعِنًا أَحَدًا قَطُّ ما سمعت عبد الله لاعنا أحدا قط ليس إنسانا. I never heard my father Abdullah, who was referring to Abdullah ibn Umar, ليس ما سمعت عبد الله لاعنا أحدا قط. I've never heard Abdullah لاعنا أحدا قط asking Allah to send a person away from his mercy. When you say a person should be caught, it should be absorbed away, it should be sent away from the mercy of God. It should be distanced from the mercy of Allah. I never heard my father doing this to anyone. And the connection between At-Tibyān and Nāsir, that is finding the fault of the people and slandering them, defaming them. And this person that is mentioned by Salim, when he said regarding his father, that مَا سَمِعْتُ عَبْدَ اللَّهِ لَعِنًا أَحَدًا, had never heard my father Abdullah saying the statement of lie to anyone. It's that the ulama say that the one who gives the lie is already mentioning that the fault should be with that person and the sustained with him. The one who gives the farm is mentioning it. The one who gives the land is begging Allah that Allah should keep that person to be upon fault and error. So la'an has in its part every person who makes la'an. Kullu la'inin wa'inin. The one who makes la'an, every person, every time you make a la'an, it involves ta'an. So when he said, I've never heard my father making la'an upon somebody, I never heard my father cursing somebody, it also includes saying that I never heard my father mention anything about the faults of people, defaming them, bringing them down, belittling them. I never heard my father do that. He said, Rahimahullah, Salim, he said later in Ghana, except a single person. And as we mentioned earlier in the report of Al-Imām in At-Tibyān, he says, Illa marra, except one. If that one was regarding that one person that he mentioned in this report of Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri. Remember that he also mentioned that Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri mentioned that incident. That one of the slaves of Abdullah ibn Umar, he was saying, he got annoyed, Abdullah ibn Umar got annoyed. And then he made the line. The slave did something. Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu was sleeping. And then he gave a lie. So making a lie of somebody involves making fun. When you say Allah should off a person, it also includes begging Allah. It also includes mentioning evil regarding that person, which is the meaning of fun. Now, another issue which we should note here is when Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri makes a chapter head, he said, the one who regularly does that. He explained in the last class that it could exclude those who can do it once, twice, sometimes. But as for the one who regularly does it, that is from his character. At least if he does not mention the faults of the people, if he does not defame them, if he does not belittle them, then he cannot find the rest of man. He takes that for a way of life. Yes, honestly, man. So much so that we cannot describe him except we say he is for art. But as for that, it happens once, it happens twice. And this is not from the aspect of what we are discussing. The person of Iman can get say something out of anger. The person of Iman can get annoyed and he says something. But that is not his way. But as for the Quran, that is his way, that is his character. He goes around belittling the people. He goes around staining them. He goes around snaring them. This is the one that is mentioned as Quran. Salim, the son of Abdullah ibn Umar, said, I never heard my father cursing somebody, meaning disdaining the people, belittling the Muslims. The other hadith we read was hadith 310. But behind that statement of Abdullah ibn Umar was that Salim, rahimahullah, he said, وَكَانَ سَالِمٌ يَقُولُ. He would always say that, قال Abdullah ibn Umar. My father Abdullah ibn Umar would say, or that he said, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, Allah said, he said, لا ينبغي للمؤمن أن يكون لعانا. لا ينبغي للمؤمن أن يكون لعانا. It is not appropriate for a person of sound iman. If we find sound iman in a person, he will not be the one who goes around defaming the people. When we find someone going around defaming the people and belittling them, then breaking them, casting aspersion at their personality, it is from the symbols of his belittling. The Prophet said, لا ينبغي للمؤمن أن يكون لعانا. It is not appropriate. If someone can say it is not appropriate, does it mean that it is still deleted? Yes. Allah also said, مَا يَنْبَغِي لِلرَّحْمَنِ أَنْ يَتَّخِذَ وَلَدًا. It is not appropriate for Allah ar-Rahman to take a son. Is that lawful for us? Is it only for us to abstain from it or not? لَا يَنْبَغِي could come from the expressions that show that something is good. The Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam says, لَا يَنْبَغِي لِلْمُؤْمِنِ أَنْ يَكُونَ لَعَانًا. One of the meanings is that لا ينبغي للمؤمن أن يكون فعالا. It is not appropriate for a person of Iman to be the one who goes around mentioning the faults of people, to smear them, to bring them down, denigrating the people. And the thing she mentioned in the last class is that the individual should also be sure and he does not behave in such a way that the people begin to believe in him. That is the other side of the coin. One side of the coin is that you will not find a person of Iman, then you go to them. The other side of the coin is that you will not also bring disgrace to yourself. Every person will have to respect his honor and not bring himself to the point here is that this character of going about religion people, going about demeaning them, is not from the character of the people of Iman. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, حَصْبُ امْرِئٍ مِنَ الشَّرِّ أَنْ يَحْقِرَ أَخَاهُ. حَصْبُ امْرِئٍ, it is sufficient evil min al-sharr. One sufficient portion for a person as far as evil is concerned. حَصْبُ امْرِئٍ مِنَ الشَّرِّ أَنْ يَحْقِرَ أَخَاهُ. It's sufficient evil for an individual that is going around belittling his brother. That's the job. Belittling. It is not from the way of the people. Belittling others. You are the CEO of the company, so it does not make you think that you have the duty to respect the rest of the people. Rules about belittling. The Prophet said, alayhi salam, حَصْبُ امْرِئٍ مِنَ الشَّرِّ. It's enough evil for that thing. The one who goes around doing it. And يَخْتِرَ أَخَاهُ الْمُسْلِمَ. That it brings down the little people, his brother in Islam. And the Hadith is also said by Al-Imām Abdur-Raūf in Islam. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, يَا مَعْشَرَ مَنْ آمَنَ بِلِسَانِهِ وَلَمْ يَدْخُلِ الْإِيمَانُ قَلْبَهُ. I announce, I call upon all of you. مَنْ آمَنَ بِلِسَانِهِ وَلَمْ يَدْخُلِ الْإِيمَانُ قَلْبَهُ. Iman has not entered his heart. It also goes to show that the people of sound Iman, perfect Iman, they are not in this announcement. Those who are invited by the Messenger are those who, yes, they have Iman on their tongues. If you hear them, but in their heart, they're very, very little or sense of Iman. From the symbols of each Iman is what we want to talk about. The Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, يَا مَعْشَرَ مَنْ آمَنَ بِلِسَانِهِ وَلَمْ يَدْخُلِ الْإِيمَانُ قَلْبَهُ. I call upon all of you who only have Iman on their tongue. وَلَمْ يَدْخُلِ الْإِيمَانُ قَلْبَهُ. But the Iman has not penetrated into their heart. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, لَا تَغْتَابُوا لِمُسْلِمِينَ. Don't go about backbiting. Oh, you who have little Iman in your heart. For your mouth to be full of statements of Iman. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, لَا تَغْتَابُوا لِمُسْلِمِينَ. Do not go about backbiting and slandering them. وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا أَوْرَاتِ. Don't go about passing their faults, their aura. Things they like that should be covered regarding them. لَا تَتَّبِعُوا أَوْرَاتِ. You don't go about looking for them for announcement. You see that brother? You see that sister? Unfortunately, this is what we give names in our own time. One of the major jobs on social media today is Al-Imām and At-Tibyān, backbiting and then searching for the faults of others. This is a major job in the social. Backbiting. There is hardly a discussion that will go between any two people except that there is a third Muslim at the middle. That is the subject of the discussion. The Prophet called these kinds of people, alayhi salatu wasalam, man dakhala al-iman, man amana bi-lisanihi, wa lam yadkhul al-iman qalbahu. The one who has believed upon his tongue, the iman has not penetrated his heart. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, la taghtabu al-muslim. do not go about sacrificing the Muslims. وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا عَوْرَاتِهِمْ. Do not go about finding out their faults. They have faults as you have faults. It's one unfortunate thing about fault finders. Fault finders have faults. They also do not like their awrat, their own faults. Things they like, prefer to be covered. They also do not like their faults to get exposed. But unfortunately, they took a job that their own job is to do about the faults of others. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, لَا تَغْتَابُ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. Don't do about sacrificing the Muslims. وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا عَوْرَاتِهِمْ. Don't go about exposing the Muslims, finding their faults, exposing them. Because فَإِنَّهُ مَنِ اتَّبَعَ عَوْرَاتِهِمْ يَتَّبِعُ اللَّهُ عَوْرَاتَهُ. فَإِنَّهُ, because certainly مَنِ اتَّبَعَ عَوْرَاتِهِمْ. Anyone who goes about finding the faults of Muslims and defaming them, that's his job. In the name of analysis, in the name of emotional intelligence, in the name of think about it. Like Al-Imām mentioned himself, this is the deceptions of Shaitan. Al-Imām Abdur-Raūf, he has a work on the speaks of Shaitan. How Shaitan speaks a person who reads the Quran. The Shaitan makes you think that you can go on committing things because every harf that you pronounce while reading the Quran, you have 10 rewards. So you have sufficient rewards to overcome and overweigh your sins. Because this is from the way that Shaitan deceives a person who is used to reading the Quran. So you can find a person reading the Quran, so he makes fornication and adultery behind. Because he thinks that he has sufficient deeds that will overcome those evils. Al-Jawzi, rahimahullah, because this is from the aspect of the deceit of Shaitan. From Talbis to Iblis something. When he came to the scholars of Hadith, he said the Talbis that the person who is learning Hadith falls into is that he is giving Shimoshin riba in the name of Al-Adab Al-Mufrad. Is riba. It goes about backbiting the people. Shaitan tells him, don't worry, you are doing just work. It's in Talbis Iblis, go back to it. He goes on backbiting the people. He says he's doing Al-Adab Al-Mufrad. One of the things that will make you understand that you are not making Al-Adab Al-Mufrad, which is a praiseworthy knowledge, is that Al-Adab Al-Mufrad has a speaking. And you have not reached that status. Al-Adab Al-Mufrad is done by the Imā'īl. They are the people who will tell the rest of the Ummah about the people. This person don't relate it. This person does it. It's the job of the Imā'īl and the scholars of the Imā'īl. But when a young person just learns Al-Nahwu or stuff, and he reads 1, 2, 3 books about what he calls manhaj, then he begins to go about our sunnah. He begins to go about. The Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, فَإِنَّهُ مَنِ اتَّبَعَ عَوْرَاتِهِمْ يَتَّبِعُ اللَّهُ عَوْرَتَهُ. Whoever goes about the faults of the rest of the Muslims, يَتَّبِعُ اللَّهُ عَوْرَتَهُ. Allah will expose his faults to you. وَمَنْ يَتَّبِعِ اللَّهُ عَوْرَتَهُ يَفْضَحُهُ فِي بَيْتِهِ. مَنْ يَتَّبِعِ اللَّهُ عَوْرَتَهُ. The one that Allah brings his faults, exposes his faults. يَفْضَحُهُ فِي بَيْتِهِ. In the report it says, يَفْضَحُهُ حَتَّى فِي غُرْفَةِ أُمِّهِ. Why did he say, even in his mother's room? Because for every child, the safest place you can have is the room of your mother. Every child, even some of us as old as we are. One place of peace we know when we are with our mother. The place of peace. If you don't have this peace, my friend, go and settle with your mother. Find peace with her. Be able to joke and laugh with your mother. Let her tell you something, you laugh. You tell her something, you laugh, you are smiling. Keep a nice relationship. Some people say, but their own mothers are not placed in separation. Go back to it and resolve it. Naturally, by instinct, the mother wants to protect the person. A place where you should find protection. If you are a person who goes about finding the faults of others, Allah will disgrace you there. Even in the place with your mother, Allah will disgrace you. In the place where you should find safety and security for your honor, for your person, Allah will bring you disgrace and humiliation. Why? Your job is that you are bringing disgrace and humiliation. وَالْجَزَاءُ مِنْ جِنْسِ الْعَمَلِ. The rewards come from the kinds of gifts that people are giving to. So if your job is giving a lot of gifts to people, to defame them, to find fault, expose them, quote unquote. Many young people say, so and so person exposed. Don't worry. Allah will expose you. That's why go back in the last 20 years. Young people who are involved in all of this became exposed. Even people we can mention to be learned, when they became people who took it for a job to find the faults of others, Allah disgraced them. They will have a lot of them. So don't get becoming involved in finding the faults, detailing the people, belittling them, denigrating them, because it shall come back to you. And it shows that they are a person of very little iman. When you find the person whose job is to go about denigrating the people, snaring the people, belittling them, just understand that you have little iman. Because the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, لا ينبغي للمؤمن أن يكون فآنا أو لعانا. لا ينبغي للمؤمن أن يكون لعانا. It's not an appropriate thing that a Muslim is the one who goes about belittling the people. When the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam went on Al-Isra al-Mi'raj, he saw some people whose faces and chests were scrubbed with copper. Some very harsh constructed copper was used to scrub their faces and their chests. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam asked Ibrāhīm, who are these? Ibrāhīm answered that these people, كانوا يأكلون لحوم الناس. When they were on the earth, they were eating the flesh of people. ويقعون في أعراضهم. They used to capture passion for the personality of the people. They will be punished on the day of Qiyamah with their faces scrubbed with harsh iron from wood, copper. Their faces and their chest. Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam said to the messenger that these are the people يقعون في أعراض الناس. They go on demeaning the people. They go about belittling the people. May Allah protect us. Don't be a person who goes about denigrating the people and defaming them. Under any guise, avoid it. Avoid it. Not acceptable. Yes, there are exceptions where we can mention the false people. Such as a person wants to get married and is seeking counsel from you regarding the man or regarding the woman. It is obligatory in this circumstance. If you know a fault, you have to know. Someone comes to you and says, he has a woman, he wants to marry. It's an obligation. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, إِذَا اسْتَنْصَفَكَ أَخُوكَ فَانْصَفْ لَهُ. إِذَا اسْتَنْصَفَكَ أَخُوكَ فَانْصَفْ لَهُ. When your brother speaks to you and give him nasiha, this is nasiha. The brother comes to ask you, I want to marry my daughter to so brother. How is he? Don't lie to him. Because he has placed a man on you. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, Al-Mustasharu Mustam. The one who is asked for ishara, for guidance. Muhtaman, amana has been placed on him. To deliver the amana, if he has a fault, the Sharia allows us to mention that this person is a good brother or he is like this. There are examples of things like that even in the life of the Prophet. Remember the case of Abdur-Raūf ibn Auf. Although he is not usually mentioned, So it happened to him. When they wanted to marry Fatima bint Zayd, radiallahu anha, and the Prophet guided Fatima to Ismā'īl ibn Zayd. He mentioned something about Muawiyah. He mentioned something about Abu Jahl. And then he did not say anything about Abdur-Raūf ibn Awf. He was also in that report. And the Prophet guided her to take Ismā'īl ibn Zayd. You could see in those instances the Prophet mentioned the faults of the people because it has to do an amana about marriage. If someone comes to ask you about a sister who is a student or something, tell them the truth about her. Yes, it's like this, but you have this fault. So that is allowed. So if a sister hears that, she should not say, oh, if a brother hears that another brother said that about him, he should not say, see now, la yambaghi lil mu'mini la. This is not the thing. It's allowed in this. So all a person is a person of faith. Who wants to be placed in the position of amana? So it is very, very simple person. It can be mentioned regarding that person, like this. Like this. Or a person has been cheated by another person. Allah says, La yuhibbullahu al-jahra bis-su'i. Allah does not like you to announce you. Illa man zulim. Except someone who has been cheated unjustly. So someone cheats you unjustly, you can report to police or constituted authority. You can. This person is so to me. I want my rights from it. You can say. You can do that. So that person should not say he went around defending you. He has a right to seek his rights. These are the kinds of circumstances where it is allowed. That also falls under the issues of actual al-Jahl hadith by the Imām of al-Jahl. The ulama, the Ashabul Ward, those people who deliberately, they will see things and abstain. Even things that are allowed, they will abstain from them because they are afraid of falling into a sin. These are the people of al-Jahl hadith. When they do this, yes, it's part of our deed. There are these exceptions. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam does not like us to be in Islam, does not like us to go about the Muslim people mentioning their faults. It's so bad. We go to Hadith 311. You have to read it. Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri mentions and says, وعن عبد-الوهاب عن أبي عن عبد الله بن أبي مليكة عائشة رضي الله عنها أن يهودا أتوا النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وقالوا السلام عليكم وقالت عائشة رضي الله عنها وعليكم ولعنكم الله وغضب الله عليكم. قال مهلا يا عائشة عليك بالرفق وإياك والعنف والفحش. قالت أولم تسمع ما قال؟ قال ألم تسمعي ما قلت؟ رددت عليهم فاستجابوا لي فيه ولا يستجاب لهم. Imam Al-Bukhari here he said وعن Abdur-Raūf. Some of the people who think that Imam Al-Bukhari is reporting from a Shaykh called Abdur-Raūf. No. He's reporting this hadith from the person from whom he reported the last hadith. That is Al-Imām Muhammad ibn Salam. Muhammad ibn Salam al-Bikandi Abu Abdullah, the Shaykh al-Bukhari. He is the Shaykh al-Bukhari in this hadith again. Abdul-Wahhab al-Thaqafi ibn Abdul Majid is the Shaykh of Muhammad ibn Salam. So when he said in the previous one, Haddathana Abdul Salam, Haddathana Muhammad ibn Abdul Salam, and then he says, Wa'an Abdul Wahhab, he's saying here that Haddathana Muhammad ibn Abdul Salam, Muhammad ibn Salam, حدثنا Muhammad ibn Salam, and then he gave that isnad. Wa'an, this an here is from who? Muhammad ibn Salam al-Bukhāri. They can go about looking for a Shaykh from Bukhari whose name was Abdur-Raūf. No, Abdur-Raūf ibn Abdul Majid al-Thaqafi is the Shaykh of Muhammad ibn Salam al-Bukhāri. Bukhari is reporting the first and second hadith from him. So Wa'an Bukhari said, حدثنا عبد الله بن سلام عن من عبد الوهاب بن عبد المجيد الثقفي. I hope that is from someone can come and say even Bukhari that other Muslims that can take off. Bukhari said, and Abdul Wahab. Or some people can think it from the aspect of At-Tibyān, or that it is from the aspect of what At-Ta'liq. It is not from any of these. It is companion. They are mentioning, expressing the hadith in another way. He had mentioned Muhammad ibn Salam. Instead of repeating Muhammad ibn Salam, the second hadith is also from Muhammad ibn Salam. He went to the Shaykh of Muhammad. So he mentioned he can ask Wa'an Abdul Wahab. So Muhammad ibn Salam al-Bukhāri, the first report is reporting from Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri. So here is reporting from the Abdur-Raūf ibn Abdul Majid al-Thaqafi. Abdur-Raūf is reporting from the eminent Imam Ayyub. He's reporting from the eminent Imam Ayyub. That is Al-Imām Abu Bakr Ayyub al-Bakriya. Rahimahullah. He is reporting from the student of Aisha. Well, Abdullah ibn Abi Mulayka. Abdullah ibn Ubaydillah. Mulayka. Abdullah ibn Ubaydillah. Mulayka. That is an affliction to his grandfather. If we say his Abdullah ibn Mulayka. Ibn Mulayka is their grandfather. His father is Ubaydullah. He repeatedly mentioned that a person can be ascribed to his grandfather. He's saying it repeatedly. If your father is Abdullah, your grandfather is Abdur-Rahman, you are Muhammad. So we can say you are what? Muhammad ibn Abdur-Rahman. It's a very, very common thing amongst the early Muslims. They say, Nusiba ila jaddihi. He ascribed to his grandfather. So Abdullah ibn Abi Mulayka here is in ascribed to his grandfather, Abu Mulayka. So his own father was who? Ubaydullah. So his name is Abdullah ibn Ubaydullah ibn Abi Mulayka. He was a student of Aisha, radiyallahu anha. He narrated that she narrated radiyallahu anha, al-Mu'mineen Aisha radiyallahu anha. She reported that Anna Yahudan ataw al-Nabiyya sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. فقال, a group of Jews approached the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and then they said, Assalamu alaykum. Assalamu means Assalamu alaykum means what? Death be upon you. May you die. The cost. May you die. Now, every person will die. Even the person who is saying that someone should die will die. The one who says, I don't want to die, he will die. Allah said that to the Prophet. إِنَّكَ مَيِّتٌ وَإِنَّهُمْ مَيِّتٌ. You will die, O Muhammad alayhi salam. Certain. وَإِنَّهُمْ مَيِّتٌ. They too, certainly, they will die. So they used to curse the Messenger alayhi salam. The Jews from Israel who went with them in Medina at the time. They would come to the Messenger and said, Assalamu alaykum. The death be upon you. So our mother radiyallahu anha Aisha, she would say wa alaykum. She understood that instead of saying as-salam, and Bani Israel is known for that too. Allah said that about them. يحرفون الكلمة عن مواضعه ونسوا حظا مما ذكروا. From the ways of Bani Israel, تحريف الكلمة, change the kalima. If it is salam, they say salam. They remove something from it. What they remove from it is the lam. Instead of saying as-salam, they say as-salam. Allah protect. So our mother Aisha radiallahu anha, we made her. Then she would say, wa alaykum. Let that salam be upon you too. Let it be upon you too. Wa la'anakumullah. May Allah throw you away from this mercy. Wa ghadiballahu alaykum. May Allah be angry with you. So they said one and she gave them three. They said, Assalamu alaikum. Death will be upon you. So he replied and said, Wa alaikum. That is, death should be upon. Then she added two others. Wa la'anakumullah. May Allah throw you away from this earth. May Allah mercy never reach you. Wa ghadiballahu alaykum. May Allah be displeased with you. Then the Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, ya Aisha. Hold back, O Aisha. Hold back. One major lesson I had, and I think I had mentioned this matter. If somebody has a right, and he goes beyond limits in his right, he goes to hold back. Yes, she has a right of response, because she was the one that was offended. And she was in the company of the Messenger. When they said, Assalamu alaikum, it was including her. So she has a right of defense. She has a right of response. It's not wrong. Someone says something, you respond. The God will say, you ask him, so you ask. Someone says something negative, you can say your own. It's lawful, basically. Even though not to say your own is better. But if you say your own, you are not committing a sin. But if you just be just as was said to you, no addition, no reduction. So when she said, Wa alaykum, she already returned it. So the right of response had ended. Then she went ahead, radiallahu anha. Said, Wa la'anakumullahu wa ghadiba alaykum. These two are from the essence. The Prophet called her, alayhi salam, Mahlan ya Aisha. Hold back, O Aisha. If it were we today, we would say, are you supporting the Jews against us? If you find a brother from amongst the people of Sunnah who is refuting the person of Bid'ah, and this brother is upon Sunnah refuting Bid'ah, he goes beyond limits in his response. If you say, no, you are going beyond, he says, see, now you are supporting the people of Bid'ah. Mahlan by the Prophet now, alayhi salatu wasalam, to Aisha. Does it mean that the Prophet was supporting the Jews? No. In fact, it is support for Aisha. If a brother is refuting a person of innovation, he can go beyond limits. We think like things like that. So the person, don't go beyond limits. Don't say that one. They all say it's supporting people of Islam. Here Aisha radiallahu anha did not say that the Prophet was supporting the Jews. And he was not actually supporting them. He was actually being a Nāsir to who? To his wife Aisha, radiallahu anha. His Mahlan ya Aisha. Or sometimes you could say you should condemn them first. There is no need for tafsil and hafil because it is clear that they are upon a wrong. It's clear to the Prophet they are wrong. It's clear to Aisha they are wrong. It's clear to them that they are wrong. So some of them say, you are saying that I should not go. So have you first of all, tell him that what you have done is bad. Then come back to me. No, it may not be like that as we have seen in this case. Because now you have gone beyond what they did. They did one thing that was bad. You did two things that are bad. Don't forget that she gave them three responses. One is okay, two are bad. But those people did one bad thing. Then you went beyond limits, oh brother. Two times. They did one thing to you. You did two to them. So you should be cautioned. If someone cautions a brother like this, today people will say, oh, they are supporting people of innovation. Or two brothers are quarreling. One of them, first of all, started the assault. The other one now responds to something that is bad. You should not tell the other one who responded to the very bad. No. You say, no, you are supporting him. I have come in kinds of insults like this. You have gone beyond limits in your response. You have a right of response, but don't go this. Just let it be as was done to you. It says, Jaza'u sayyi'atin sayyi'atin. What did he say? Misluha. The like of it. It must not be beyond what was done to you. So our mother Aisha radiallahu anha, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said to her, Mahlan ya Aisha, hold back. Stop it. Wait there for Aisha. Wait. Radiallahu anha. Alayki bil rifq. The point is to take to al-rifq. Take the risk. Lenient. Gentle. Because that someone does one thing to you and you did two things to that person, it goes beyond gentility. It goes beyond being fair. So alayhi will risk. Stick to it. Stick to that. You are gentle. Yes, don't go away from the bounds of the gentility. What years you will earn. Likewise, I warn you. So he gave her the key. All a risk is a positive attitude. He wants her to stick to. And coarseness, being harsh, was an attitude the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was warning her about. Iyak wal Al-Adab is to be harsh. Don't be harsh. Some of us, when we respond to non-Muslims, or when we respond to particular innovations, we are harsh. This is Yahudi now. When you respond to your brother who is a Muslim, you are harsh. Directly, you'll be mentioning his name in harshness. Here, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is cautioning our mother about Yahud, Jews, the people who have ghadab of Allah upon them. Allah says, وَغَضِبَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَعَنَهُمْ وَعَدَّ لَهُمْ جَهَنَّمَ. Yes, the messenger is still saying to our mother Aisha, Fatima, yes, you are risk. It's to being lenient. Iyaki wal-un. Avoid iyaki wal-un. Avoid being harsh. Alayhi, the risk. Stick to it. Don't go out of it. You are there already, so stick to your gentility. Stay upon your gentleness. Don't come into being harsh. Because when someone does one thing and then you reply with two, that is from the aspect of what? Harshness. And this one comes now under our discussion as far. The one who, just one, maybe two brothers have a distance. One brother said one thing, the other one started saying things. لا ينبغي للمؤمن أن يكون قعانا. I'm not talking about Hadith says la'anan. Under it is that you should not be qa'an. Imām Al-Bukhāri gave a chapter. لَيْسَ الْمُؤْمِنُ بِالْقَعَانِ. It is not from sound iman to be a person who is regularly abusive, regularly denigrating the people and sneering them. These are regular things now in the community, brothers. Some wives, this is how their husbands are to them. Regular abusers of the husband. Shame him, praise him, belittle him. You say, who gave this one to a wife? That is her husband. Some men too are like that, regularly insulting and belittling their wife. It's not good at all. Community is filled with this kind of attitude now. People feel that they can insult anybody. When the Muslim say, I don't send anybody. My friend, you must send anybody if you're a person of Iman. And it's send. You must send. Send. But if you say you don't send, and you know that your Iman has a problem, that's why you don't send. You must spend. And a woman says regarding her husband, I need to spend it. Why won't you spend it? لا ينبغي للمؤمن أن يكون فعالا. The person of Iman cannot be a person who is really important. And he gives them. You can't start to say you don't spend. Then you have to go back and Salah and say Allah Akbar. But the two maqam, the two situations, one of extreme nonchalance about Allah's injunction. And you come back in Salah again. So because you come back in Salah should not make you do the other one. If I do this one now, how do I come back and meet Allah again? So that you meet Allah in Salah should make you avoid that first one. That's why it says, Inna Salata tanha anil fahsha'i. Salah will help you drop all these people. Vices and indifference. So our mother, radiallahu anha, the Prophet said, Iyaki wal run. Be careful about being harsh wal fuhsh. SubhanAllah. Don't also be indecent in speech or action. Don't. That's why sometimes someone abuses you, you return the abuse. Don't go beyond that. Otherwise, you fall into fuhsh. You become indecent. Don't be indecent in your speech. Prophet does not like it. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Awala. She said, radiyallahu anhu, Awalam tasma' ma qali. Messenger of Allah, did you not hear what they said? Radiyallahu anhu. You heard that they were saying, Assalamu alaykum. He said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Awalam tasma' ma qali. Upon the same expression that with which she retorted, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam gave her the answer. He said, radiyallahu anhu, Awalam tasma' ma qali. Did you not hear what they said? What did he say? Awalam tasma'i ma qulti. Did you not hear what I answered? So this for that. Just like what we are discussing. This expression change gave her the same, loosely. Same type of kalima. He just changed the pronoun. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The Dhamma is changed. Awalam tasma' ma qali. Awalam tasma'i ma qulti. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Some husbands will just slap their wife immediately. Because she said that, did you not hear what they said? The next thing the woman will see, down. He will slap her. I'm sure that you should understand that it is prohibited to beat a Muslim, to beat a person in the face. Even an animal, goat. You must not beat a goat in the face, not to say a human being. So don't beat somebody in the face. Some men are so aggressive. Look at the Prophet who he said something, the wife he said something. Awalam tasma' ma qalu. Awalam tasma'i ma qultu. Just as she said it. He answered, alayhi salatu. Then the Prophet added, alayhi salatu. Radatu alayhim. I have answered them who asked. Because it appears that they said, Assalamu alaykum. If we go back to Al-Bukhāri, because this hadith of Al-Bukhāri and Muslim. As they gave to the Messenger alayhi salatu, he replied to wa alaykum. Aisha said wa alaykum. So she's only talking here about what he said. Otherwise, the Prophet too answered, alayhi salatu wasalam, wa alaykum. So that's wa alaykum. I have answered them. He said, death be upon us. Yes, I've said my own to them. In fact, our own, then he said, alayhi salatu. Mustajab will you see. My own will be granted regarding them. If I say death be upon them, the death will be upon them. Wala yustajabu lahum. But their own, that death should be upon me. They will not be answered. The ulama say this is going to say that if a zalim, if a zalim is the one begging Allah regarding Masjid, you cheated somebody, you are also begging Allah against him. it will not be answered. Zalim again. He is zalim. Two people are in a transaction. You cheated somebody. You that cheated. You are the one playing against the other one. Allah istajabu lakasi. Your prayers regarding him, against him, will not be answered. Like in istajabu lakusi. But he will be answered regarding you. If he copies you, then it should be with you. Because you are zalim. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, in this case. Those people among the Jews who came and started raining the curses upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the fourth point of reference is that you can see who are those who cause people here. Share one is their job, cause the people. So فَلَا يَنْبَغِي لِلْمُؤْمِنِ أَنْ يَكُونَ طَعَانًا. The person of Iman should not be like that. When our mother radiallahu anha Aisha, when she heard Prophet corrected her, alayhi salatu wassalam, she made a mistake. She heard the Prophet corrected her, alayhi salatu wassalam. He made statements that appeared making fun of it. So beyond what they've done for him. You know, don't do that. So all Muslims, الطائف في أعراضنا الواقع في أعراضنا. Oh brother who goes about people's personality, slandering them, defaming them, speculating with them. Be careful. Ma'alan. Hold back. Stop it. Because that is not from the traits of the people of Iman. People of Iman don't go about slandering. They don't go about talking and finding the fault. Like we had read in the Hadith. Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, فَإِنَّهُ مَنِ اتَّبَعَ عَوْرَاتِهِمْ يَتَّبِعُ اللَّهُ عَوْرَاتِهِمْ. Anyone who goes about the faults of Muslims, his brothers, they are 10 in the masjid. He made himself to become Imam of Jaffa Tajid. Is the one finding their faults and compiling it. Why is it that it is the fault of people that you are compiling? Compile your own faults. Compile your own answers. Write a book about your own. But the problem that you have is that Allah has blinded you against your own faults. You're a blind man regarding your faults. So you will not see your own. And it's unfortunate for you that you may die like that. Yes, you die with those faults. Because from the evil of your sins is that you will be blinded of your faults. You will not see your faults. Because you chose to point a searchlight at the faults of others. So when you point a searchlight, yes, the light will be upon those, but you will be in the darkness regarding your own faults that you will be asked about. So go on, okay? Go on. Then you will receive the repercussion. All this is a common disease. It is a common disease. Common disease in these days of social media. Abusing the people, insulting anybody, belittling anybody. In the guise of the social media. Don't worry, just continue. You will see the repercussions for that your evil. I beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive each and every one of us. Everyone all of us is a common disease now. People mention people's faults with impunity. I think we can stop here today. We will go on the next 3 hadiths or 4. The next class, Hadith 3, 12, 13, 14, and 15. We'll do that in the class tomorrow. So the major point today, inshallah, is that we are under the chapter heading, لَيْسَ الْمُؤْمِنُ بِالْفَعَالِ. Person of Iman cannot at the same time have traits of mention the false people. That's all he does, goes about mentioning the false people. Allah forgive us. If we have questions, we can take that. We have just about 6 minutes or thereabouts.
Jazakumullah khairan, Shaykhana. A brother is asking about some of the people at the place of work, including Muslims, that are laying back and lagging their responsibilities, and even response not transparent. If we discuss perhaps
Even what?
Even funds not to be transparent.
No.
If we discuss this perhaps in a meeting, does it amount to slandering or backbiting, or even to report them to higher authority?
You had mentioned that on the issue of exceptions. If the person is not doing his job, it can be reported. If the person does something unlawful, it can be reported. You find somebody doing something wrong, you can report him to competent authority. We've mentioned that. Report him to authority. It also occurs in the book Al-Adab Al-Mufrad from the Hadith of Abdur-Raūf, which we will come to. The Prophet ﷺ shared something among them. Some people amongst the Munafiqun, they went behind. And one of them said that the Prophet was not just. That was the way of Munafiqun. They wanted it all, and they agreed. Yes, when anything came, they wanted to have the largest portion. So when they were given what was due to them, they go behind and say equal about the Prophet. The Munafiq, one of them said that. So you see that mention, he wanted to mention even the fault of the Prophet behind him. If that was a fault. Finding fault. Because people who find fault, they find fault even when there's no fault. So you want to direct fault to the messenger. This is not appropriate. Directing the fault to the messenger. It was common amongst Munafiqun. So this issue of finding people's fault, avoid it. Because sometimes you'll be finding fault when there is no fault. Someone wants to find fault to the Prophet Muhammad. So who else will be left? Who else will anti from the ways of Munafiqun? They want to find fault with everything he did, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When Ibn Mas'ud said, I'm going to report you to the Prophet Muhammad, Ibn Mas'ud came and reported that person to the Prophet. So what that person did was a very big sin. If a person commits something bad behind and we hear it, we can report to the authority. That hadith of Ibn Mas'ud is one thing. Somebody did something behind and it's really, really bad. Threatens public peace. He cheated somebody. And all of this reports to competent authority. Allah protect us. So if in the office a person is teaching the job, I remember a brother, he was a teacher in the school. During lesson time, he would place his cap on the desk, he would place his leg on the desk, and then he would be browsing. Today he is scholar of God's word. Just a year ago or so, he's the one saying that people don't attend one dawah somewhere. And this was your job when you were in school as a teacher. So if a teacher found him upon that, this is lesson time, and you are behaving like this, report him to authority. Report him to authority. In fact, take good evidence. In this kind of a case, if it's required that you video him, so that it becomes evidence. These are circumstances that these kinds of things are lawful. Take evidence and report him. So if that is to be discussed in the management, how indecent that person was, yes, it should be discussed. So everybody should sit up in the place of work. Now.
Someone is asking, as regards building a solid relationship with the mother, what should be done in cases where the mother has attached gaining to things beyond the child's capability, such as expecting heavy financial provisions from a non-working married female child?
Yes, she should make her understand that that is beyond her. It is very common. It is one of the ways that families have destroyed the families of their daughters. Many families now, they married their daughter to a husband. The husband is taking care of her. maintaining her, not quarreling with her. Whenever they see their daughter, they are happy that she's well taken care of. The family of the woman now begins to give requests on the wife, on the daughter, on their daughter. And they know she's a full housewife, and she's taken care of. She does not have any trouble with her husband. They start teaching her, bring some money from your husband. So she begins to ask. Then the husband, at the beginning, begins to provide. Now they want it to be regular every day, every month, every week. It may not be possible like that. Because the man has not married you as a wife to become a problem solver in the entire family. The Sharia didn't place it on him. The one that he's doing is being a nice man. The males in your family are the ones who should take care of the family. That is why when there is inheritance, they will have double the share of a girl. Males in your family are the ones who take care of the family, not the females. That's why when there is inheritance, they have the share of a girl. So males, stand up to your duties. It's not the duty of the females to start taking care of our families where we came out from. The males in that family should. Now you find that the family begins to hit a lot of financial burdens on the wife. Then she begins to disobey her husband. I know a woman who used to steal from the money of her husband. She was stealing the money and she was building a house. She was stealing the money. The husband got aware. So it's disrupted, it spoils their relationship. So who is responsible for the marriage that has gone back? The family of the girl. Don't keep a burden on the man or on your daughter to the extent that she destroys her family. Please, for the sake of Allah, don't heap financial burdens on your daughters. Allow them to have peace in their marriages. The families of girls, please allow your girls to have peace. Don't be a burden to them in their husband's house. Allow them to face their marriages. Because if you don't leave your daughters to face their marriages, and the husband throws them out, they are coming back to become a burden to you. So please allow your daughters to have rest of mind in marriage. Don't make them people who they will now have to be bringing something every day, every month. Let us seek the men in the home to do that. So if it happens that the relationship between a girl's mother is not getting well because of this girl should let her mother know that, mommy, you want me to carry a car on my head and travel from Lagos to Ibadan. How is that possible? You are bringing onto my head what is beyond me. And what Allah said is that La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha. So all women, you girls, you should know that it is beyond you. Don't let that destroy your marriage. If you destroy your marriage, your problem will become two. You have problems with your parents. You also have problems with your husband. The third problem is that your children, you start packing them from one place to the other. Please maintain your marriage. Let your family understand their limits too. Please don't bring this to me because it's beyond me. You destroy my marriage. If I start bringing this to my husband all the time, he can turn against me one day. Because that man also has his own family, his own mother and father too to take care of. His own sister too to take care of. Your husband has his mother, his father to take care because he is the male in that house. You wife, you have brothers. Your brothers are the males in your house. So everybody should face their jobs. When we are nice to ourselves, we should understand that it is niceness. And there is difference between privileges and rights. So don't make a privilege become a right because they are not the same. So the husband should be nice to the family of his wife. Good. The wife should be nice to the family of the husband too. Good. But the husband is first responsible to himself, his wife, and his mother, and all of these. Then if he has more, he can provide for the family of the wife. Just like the brothers of the wife too are first responsible for their own parents too. The wife too of a man, her own brothers, too are first responsible in their house. So men, stand up. Men, we have responsibilities. Let's place everything in their rightful place. But when you want to bring a woman to become the breadwinner in the family, you will destroy her own family. You destroy her children, you destroy her family. Her husband will stop trusting her. And then the family breaks down. Then trouble starts. Most of these things have been caused by the family of women that can marry. May Allah protect all of us. Can we stop here by Yusuf?
Ameen. Jazakumullah khairan, Shaykh. Is it permissible for a male to braid his hair? It was reported from Hani radhiyallahu anhu braid his hair into 4 folds. How can we justify this with hadith of Tasbihu Rijal bin Nisa?
Well, Tasbihu Rijal bin Nisa, it has come to become known in our communities now that those who make braids are women. It has come to become known now with us in our communities that those who flex their hairs are women. So the men should not braid. Because what is known in our community now is that women are those who braid their hair. They are those who flash their hair. So men don't do it because it has become known that this is from the ways of women. So don't do it. Shaykh Abdur-Raūf ibn Abdullah ibn Abbas was asked about should men wear black clothes in Saudi Arabia. He said, no, don't wear black clothes. Because it has become known that those who go on black completely in the community are hot women. So if you wear black complete all tough, it is from the aspect of At-Tashabbuh bin Nisa in that community. It's like a community where the men go on rapper. Maybe in some Southern Asian people from Indonesia, perhaps Malaysia, Sri Lanka. Even in Nigeria here, in South, the Ijaw tie rapper. So they are used to it. So don't say, if I tie rapper now, am I behaving like women? If you are in that community and you tie rapper, it is not wrong. Why? The men in their community tie rapper. So these things happen from one community to the other. If you're in a community where if a man does the hair flows, let it go around backwards, like women, we know women don't do that. If you're in a community where, like people in the Western world or even people in the Arab world have long hair, men have long hair. The Prophet he used to make his hair and drop it upon his shoulder. He will make his hair, he will bring it back to drop upon his shoulder. In our own communities like this, that is the way a woman does her hair. But if you are in a community where, yes, it's known to be something a man can do, because just like women, men too have long hair, then that's love. If you do that, nobody will see you to be looking like a woman. It's a well-known thing. Sometimes they do this. It became much around the ear, like something looking the way women make jerry-curls and make it gather around the ear. Amongst them, men do that too. It's not changed as something that is known to be restricted to women. So if you're in a community where, like it's in Hadith of Hani, there are other Hadith. If you go to Ismā'īl Al-Imām you see these Hadith about the issue of the hair that you mentioned. So if it is not seen as something women do alone, then in that community, then it's so big. If you do it, there's no blame in it. But in the community where it is not known, except with idolaters, where we are here in Nigeria, if you braid your hair as a man, you are an idolater. And many men have joined secret cults now. And one of the requirements of those cults is that they should braid their hair. So every same Muslim will avoid this kind of thing. May Allah protect us. I hope that is clear. Can we stop here, inshallah? السلام عليكم.